Hello and welcome to Adam About. In this video I'm going to be talking about how to clean a dirty inflatable hot tub and how to get it up and running again, ready to use. Welcome to Plymouth on what is once again a lovely sunny day, albeit a little bit windy, so please bear that in mind if it affects the audio. I'm here to guide you through how to deal with a very dirty inflatable hot tub. If it's past the point of being able to clean up the water and it's really reached the point that you need to empty it, give the hot tub a clean and start again. When hot tubs accumulate bacteria and debris and algae, they can really look quite unpleasant and it looks like a bit of a daunting project to get it up and running again. But don't worry, I'm going to talk you through it step by step and tell you exactly how to get it right. This video is specifically about how to deal with a hot tub if it's got a little bit grimy. I've got lots of other videos about how to maintain hot tubs, so if you're starting from scratch or something like that, have a look around the channel and find the video that's best for you. But this one's all about how to get your hot tub clean and ready to use once more. For complete transparency, Clearwater have been kind enough to support my channel and have given me some of the products I'm using today free of charge. However, everything I say here is my own opinion. I'm just going to talk you through how to get your hot tub right. So let's get started with the best way to clean your hot tub. The very first thing you'll want to do is make sure that all the water is drained out of the hot tub. Make sure that the pump is turned off. In fact, it's probably better still to unplug it from the wall to make sure it's completely disconnected. You'll then want to lift the plug that's in the bottom of the hot tub. And then on the outside of the hot tub, there's a little cap you can unscrew on the pipe that allows the hot tub to drain. If you prefer, you can connect a hose pipe to that outlet to ensure that the water goes directly down a drain rather than just spilling out over wherever you've got the hot tub sat. If you wish the hot tub to drain even faster, you can disconnect the filter and disconnect the pump, and that will allow more outlets for the water to drain out of your hot tub. It should only take about 10 minutes or so to drain all of the water then. Emptying the water out of the hot tub is a vital stage because you'll want to add nice, fresh, clean water once you've actually cleaned the hot tub. While the water is draining out of the hot tub, you can try and get any bits of debris, especially large pieces, out of the water. Using a net is the easiest way to do that. Once all the water is nearly drained, I sometimes find lifting it up a little bit like this just helps get the last little bit out a bit faster. Once you're down to the last bit of water, you'll find the debris just tends to accumulate at the bottom. So it's quite hard to get out with a net, but we'll deal with that in a moment or two. Getting the last little bit of water out of the hot tub can be quite difficult. So when it's very nearly drained, just a couple of centimetres left in the bottom and it's really slowed down to pretty much nothing, what I like to do is put the hot tub on its side. Don't try and lift it if it's too full because it'll be very heavy. Once it's got to this point where it's pretty empty, you can just tip it on its side and drain it right out. Once you've got the hot tub on its side like this, you can use a hose pipe to give everything a rinse out and try and get all the bits of debris and all the bits of muck down into the bottom of it rather than all over the sides. I use the hose pipe to get right into the crevice where this where the air jet bubbles come out of, because you don't want any dirt trapped in there. You're trying to flush it all out and get it all down to the bottom of this hot tub. Once you've got all the dirt to the bottom, you can then tip it over a little bit further and try and empty all that out. What I'm then going to do is hose the bottom of that as well. You can see all the dirt just pouring out of it. There we go, that's got all the debris out, that's nice and clean. Just tip that last little bit out. The next bit is a little bit more work. What you need to do is scrub the inside of this hot tub. If you've got one of these miracle pads that Clearwater sell, that makes things a little bit easier. Then you need to give it a good scrub up and down. Make sure you get any scum marks off, any dirt off. You're trying to get it back to white. Make sure when you're cleaning you get right into these crevices as well, where the loop of the air jets goes round, because you really want to clean in there. I recommend using a spray. You can get away with using kitchen cleaner, but to be honest I wouldn't recommend it. Clearwater do a specific hot tub cleaner and that does a better job. It's really good at getting heavily stained hot tubs back to white. Thankfully I was in time with this one. It's not really stained. I can feel it's a little bit slimy, so I'm just going to give it a good wipe over and that should do. Don't forget you need to give the lid a good clean too. Thankfully this isn't too bad, so I'm just going to give it a good wipe over. If yours is really dirty, then you might need to deflate it and take it out of this outer lid to really get in there and give it a good clean. But thankfully this must have been sat out of the water level, so it's not too bad at all. Once you've worked your way around the entire hot tub and give everything a good clean down, you want to give the cleanser you've used a rinse off. Take a bit longer over it than I just did. You're trying to rinse away both the cleaning material you've used plus any sort of bacteria or algae that are in there, all the stuff that the cleaner's been working on, because you want to start with it nice and clean and fresh from the wood go. Once you've finished doing all the hosing, you want to put the plug back in the bottom and then you're ready to refill with fresh water. You want to start putting the hot tub back together, but before you put the filter back on, it's important that you check it's clean. If it's been left in a filthy hot tub, the chances are it's going to be covered in debris, like this one is, and potentially full of bacteria as well. If it's just a little bit of debris on this, you can rinse it under a tap or even wash it with a hose pipe. But if the hot tub's really dirty and the hot tub's got slimy or green or anything like that, really what you want to do is clean it with a hot tub cleaner. So that means you have to soak it in some hot tub cleaner, give it a rinse off, let it dry, and then put it back in here. Alternatively, you can always just replace the filter and start with a fresh one. Once you've got a nice clean filter, pop that in the housing, fasten it back up, and then you can put that in the hot tub. You can also then put the Chem Connect back in place. So this one's got a couple of tablets in it that are looking okay. So I'm just going to pop that on as well. And I'm going to make sure that the plug is put back in properly as well. And finally, I just want to screw the cap on the outside of the drain plug. The last job before you start filling with water is to just put the pump back in place. Just do them up hand tight. You don't want them too tight. If they do start dripping, then tighten them up a little bit more, but don't get tools involved because at some point in the future you'll want to undo those again. That's it. Now it's time to put some water in. The hot tub's busy filling up with cold water right now. My pressure isn't that great, so that could take half an hour to an hour to get up to the minimum level. Make sure you always fill it to the minimum level before you turn on the pump. What you can do, if you're keen to get in the hot tub as soon as possible, is half fill it with cold water and then change that over to hot water coming out of your boiler. Not only is that faster than heating up using the pump, but it can actually be a little bit cheaper as well, because if you're using your gas boiler, they tend to be a little bit more efficient. However you fill it up, you want to make sure the water's at least up to the minimum level. I tend to sit it halfway between the min and the max, just to be safe. At that point you can then turn on the pump and you can set it to a temperature and you can get that heating up. Before you use the hot tub, you want to make sure you get the water chemistry correct. So you need to shock the water and then you need to balance the pH and the total alkalinity. You want to make sure that the water is at least 20 degrees centigrade before you start adding those chemicals. So either allow the pump to heat up the water to that temperature, or if you filled it with hot water, you should be there straight away. Once you're at this stage, in terms of adding the chemicals, it's a bit like starting from scratch again. If you need a reminder on that, I'll link up in the video in the corner to a video all about how to get your water chemistry correct before use for the first time. And there you have it. If you follow these steps, you'll be able to get your hot tub from being filthy and horrible back to being clean and lovely and ready for use again. More importantly, it's nice and safe. Please bear in mind to follow any manufacturer's instructions if you're using any chemicals. Always better to be safe than sorry, and if you are using any nasty chemicals, it's perhaps a good idea to wear rubber gloves as well, just to make sure you're not getting any of that on your skin. It's important that you keep your hot tub nice and clean as much as possible, because that way you increase the longevity of your hot tub. These things don't last forever, and if you don't look after them, they will wear out faster. If you are new to my channel, please take a look around at my other videos. There's lots of information about how to use hot tubs, how to get the water chemistry right, and how to get the most out of your hot tub. And don't forget, please consider liking my videos and also subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, which promotes my channel and allows me to continue making videos just like this one. But that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.